Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy David coming at you with another episode of the Free Play Mode Quick Hit, and today is February 22nd, 2015. And I have an interesting topic to discuss today, and it's the Order 1886. And I'm not going to get into a review of the Order 1886, I'll save that for a later video. But what I'm going to do is discuss the perception of the Order 1886 as it pertains to smaller YouTube channels, people like Broken Games HD, Hip Hop Gamer, etc., and nationally recognized game review sites such as IGN, Game Trailers, Polygon, and GameSpot. And the disconnect is you have gamers who post videos on YouTube and they review the game from a gamer's perspective, whereas people like IGN, GameSpot, Polygon, and whatnot, they review the game from a more critical perspective, a more unbiased perspective, so to speak, a more with a more watchful eye. Their job, so to speak, is to look out for the customer and to give them their unbiased opinion no matter how excited they are for a game. And these people have journalism degrees, and within that scope of journalism they're taught and trained to be critical. They're taught to look at things from a different light than, say, Broken Games HD or even Hip Hop Gamer. And while I'm on the subject of Hip Hop Gamer, this dude just went total out there in his defense of the Order 1886. I'm gonna have a link to his video about it in the description below, but one piece of advice, Hip Hop Gamer: never go full retard. Just never do it. Never go full retard. And getting back on to the subject at hand, where's the disconnect come from? Well, if you watch Broken Games HD's review of the Order 1886, he gives the game a 7.5. And if you look at a site like Metacritic or Polygon or GameSpot, IGN, etc., they tend to not agree with the average YouTube gamer who's up there posting videos about what they think. Their scores generally fall in the range between like 4s and 6s. And I'll tell you why this is. People like Hip Hop Gamer, people like Broken Games HD, they play the game just to play the game. They're not playing it from a perspective where their job is to inform the consumer base about the potential pitfalls of what they could be facing if they decide to go out and get this game. What they're doing is simply for the love of the game. They like video games, they like to play video games, and they want to share that love with people, so they post videos on YouTube showing that love. And that's great. Where where IGN, GameSpot, and Polygon come in, they're doing a service. They're doing a customer-based service. They're trying to explain everything about this game, and their scope is a little bit more different than people like Broken Games HD and people like Hip Hop Gamer. Their scope is to properly inform a customer about what they're getting and the perceived value of the game that they're getting. And when you play the Order 1886, I'm gonna be straight with you. It's not a $60 game. It's not a game I would go and spend $60 on, as I explained in a previous video that I did. Is the Order 1886 worth your money? It's not worth $60 because honestly the game can be finished on first playthrough in roughly 7 hours, and on subsequent playthrough, if you want to get that lone platinum trophy, it's a 5-hour game, because the game's not that hard. It's not a difficult game. If you've played any kind of first-person shooter, if you've played any kind of third-person shooter, it's pretty much standard affair in that regard. And after you get that platinum trophy, there's no reason to go back and play it. There really isn't. There are no extras, there's no multiplayer, there's no new game plus, there's no upgradable weapons. This is about as bare bones as a game can possibly get. I'm sure they'll add content later in DLC and probably nickel and dime you to death in order to flesh the game out fully with a tacked on multiplayer mode and some post storyline DLC for the single player mode to extend that maybe an hour or two, but it's not a game that's worth $60. Is what they do good? Yes. What Ready at Dawn did was very good. The gameplay is very solid. The graphics are top notch. The presentation is movie style presentation. It's what you expect from a summer blockbuster movie. But in the same hand, great graphics, presentation, and bare bones in terms of what you get in the package does not make a great game. And that's where people websites like IGN, GameSpot, and Polygon look at it. They're looking at the perceived value of what you're getting versus the price, and that factors into their score. If they were going on gameplay alone, yeah, they probably give the game a 7.5 or an 8, because it is a very good game for what you get. And what you get is a very solid game. I wouldn't put it up there with Gears of War or Halo in terms of gameplay, but it is very solid. And as I said in a previous video, I don't think this will be a premier franchise for Sony, and if it is, I don't see Ready at Dawn doing the sequel. But if it does turn into a premier franchise, I do see them fleshing out the game fully. I do totally expect to see a multiplayer that is fully fleshed out. I do expect to see a single player with upgradable weapons and multiple branching paths and different story arcs depending on which path you take. I do expect that. They don't need to touch the graphics a bit, but that's where this game is, and that's where the disconnect comes in when you're talking to the average gamer who posts videos on YouTube versus going to read about it on a website such as IGN, Polygon, and GameSpot. I want to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below, or if you're feeling creative, make a video reply. And as always, I want you to like this video or dislike this video if you agree or disagree with it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. This is David from the Free Play Mode, coming at you with another quick hit, and I hope you have a good day. Peace. I'm out.